We are on page Vav. Just below the little hay on the side, in the pamphlets. Two lines below that. The line begins memayleh. As we started right in the beginning, we started talking about Keser and Ratzon, and pointed out that Ratzon is a koach makifi. And in order to understand that principle, we went to discuss the inyan from koach's pnimi. And so far we discussed in detail, more focused with the koach's pnimi. We pointed out that koach's pnimi function behislapshus, meaning that they actually imbued in the keli. They're not directing from a different perspective, a different level. They go down to the keli level and they imbued in the keli itself. And thus, the keli, in a sense, appreciates the koach. And the principle of appreciating, we gave the mashal of the koach, the koach ksiva, that's seichel, that's mislavish in the hand to draw a picture or to write. There is no way that the hand will appreciate what a picture is and the beauty of a picture. That always remains in the seichel and higher than the seichel. But the hand can appreciate the fine movements that the seichel directs it to make in order to produce this picture. Because a fine movement and a coarse movement are very close cousins. And the principle of movement and producing anything as a result of this, the koach hatnua is able to relate to it. Because that's what koach hatnua is. And the slapshus of the seichel in the koach hatnua directs it and gives it a sense of producing, of acting in a more refined manner. That it can relate to because it's in the same realm, the same domain of movement. But a tziyur, a picture, is in a different domain completely. That the koach hatnua has no relationship to. Therefore, that aspect, this is actually related to the Ratzon, this is the nefesh itself, Ratzon, and the seichel as it represents this Ratzon, that the koach's pnimi do not relate to. It's in a different domain. That is being directed top down. The Ratzon, in effect, takes hold of all the koachs, and it, in effect, dictates that they should come forth and what they should do. This ability of the Ratzon to dictate to all the koachs Briefly, so far we just mentioned briefly, is due to the fact that the Ratzon is a koach nala be'etzem. This koach nala be'etzem. Because this is be'etzem, in essence, a supreme koach. Supreme. We will still, this is what we're first coming to in Mitzvah Shem, but I just want to alert us to the sin in koach na'ale b'yeser. So what if it is a supreme koach? Who cares? I don't understand this koach. Why should I go there? And the principal understanding of this is like we said all the way, I have a page again ago, that in every action, in everything, there is an element of the nefesh and of the elokus. And in our formulation, the principle that everything draws, everything is affected, comes to be because the Motzu Rishon wants it to be. Motzu Rishon, which is the supreme of supreme. And everything will, deep down, in essence, relates to that Motzu Rishon. In other words, nothing can justify its existence on its own. It exists because something wants him to be. It doesn't identify the Motzu Rishon, but it's certainly not my choice. Nothing is there by personal choice. Therefore, there's an inherent element of beetle. And the Ratzon relates everything to that ultimate purpose of existence. This is why the koach memayleh, it comes from a different level. Ratzon speaks from a different level than action, than enjoyment. And this is why it is not subservience. Ratzon pushes all the koachs out of their complacency and gets them to act. So this is the way it is in Ratzon. The last words, okay, we'll start in the line before. The line begins Ratzon. The last half line. The vorim that respond to his will, who the reason is shemizbatil memayleh lifnei harotzon. Shemizbatil memayleh lifnei harotzon, they are automatically mizbatil. This paragraph starts with the word ha'evorim b'teilim al hakoches, and he's using the same word mizbatil, but it's a different type of bitl. Ha'evorim b'teilim al hakoches that we started in this paragraph. This is the koches pnimi. It is due to the fact that the evorim, as we said, appreciate the koches. They're participating with the koches. Whereas over here, mizbatil memayleh, this is total subservience. This is not appreciating. This is coming to it from a top-down perspective. effectively, the way the Ratzon comes to the koaches, it's not come, do this, you'll appreciate. No, come. Who needs you if you don't do this? Who needs you here altogether? It goes to the core of the existence. It's mit battle mit der memayleh, because it comes from a different domain, different level. Aber bei koaches pnimi, okay. But in koaches pnimiyim, this is not so. The koaches pnimiyim, they function in a pnimius manner, not in a top-down manner, in a participating manner. There, the effect is different. Kiim, rather mashapoyalim, the effect liyesh hakoyach hatachti, the effect that the koyach, the lower koyach, should be kefir chiyach koyalin. According to be in accordance with the directive and the comprehension of the higher koach. This we're talking about the marshal of the koaches mislapshim zebazeh, the koaches interacting. Seichel goes into the koach ha'aknu. Zehu b'derech pnimi. This is b'derech pnimi, is in an internal manner, not a superimposed manner, but an internal manner. Al his slapshus with his galus. By virtue of his slapshus, of being, of getting involved, and his galus and revealing. Just a peripheral demonstration of this. This is not the time here to discuss that, but just to demonstrate the principle. You can direct a person by superimposed command to walk someplace, to walk here. Go there. But you cannot, by superimposition, make him understand something. To explain to him something, you have to get involved with him. You have to deal with his koach haseichel. As a matter of fact, in order to explain, you have to have a personal relationship. It's even beyond the seichel. Like we said, you have to want to explain that he should understand, that he should want to learn from you. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. This is a pnimi relationship. Ukmoy, and this is similar. Masha'amoy shalit al halev, the principle that the moyach shalit rules over the heart. This is for our purposes, it's a quote from the Tanya. That moyach shalit al halev, moyach rules the heart, which means that the moyach is able to direct the heart in the direction that it wants. However, you have to understand that the moyach shalit al halev is in a engaging manner. Over there, the shlita is not b'derech hechrech, it's not by force, by imposition. Kiyim, rather, shapoyel chalishus behateva shebelev umezachachoy. The moyach affects a softening. Chalishus means a weakening. Effectively, it's a softening in the teva of the heart, umezachachoy, and refines it. As explains in Tanya, the reason that the Me'ach can have this type of effect on the heart and bring to the heart a certain softening, a certain refinement, it is because in fact the heart gets chayes from the Me'ach. Al kein ha-moyach shalit. Therefore, the moyach rules. The heart is makabel chayis mehameach. Simply means that even on the most mundane and the lowest level, this is where we have to go down in order to fully recognize the sin. The heart desires, because this union gives the heart satisfaction. This satisfaction that the heart experiences is not devoid of some kind of a rationalization, some kind of an intellectual significance. In general, so to speak, in a healthy human being, he desires, all kinds of desires. But in all instances, there is an element of the intellect, and this is a good thing, it's the right thing to pursue. Underneath it all, there is some kind of an intellectual validity that validates this pursuit. And this is when the heart is actually getting its reinforcement, the highest in what it does, from the moyach. And this is why the moyach ultimately has rulership over the heart, can direct the heart. V'hainu, this fact that we said that the left is makabel chayis mehameich, receives chayis from the right. This is alidei. It is as a result of halev hu keli el hamoyach. It is as a result of the fact that the heart is actually a keli for the moyach. The heart actually appreciates the sense that the moyach has. It's a keli for the moyach. The heart and the moyach speak in different languages. The moyach speaks in the language, this is the correct thing, this is the right thing, this is the truth. The heart speaks in terms, it is a pleasant thing. I like it. There's a commonality between the language of the moyach and the language of the heart. So that it follows through. If this is the right thing and it's a good thing, it ultimately is also a pleasant thing. Sometimes on a very remote and a deeper level, sometimes on a superficial level, but there is a commonality between them. And this is why we said the heart is a keli for the moyach. And because it's a keli for the moyach, this is why the moyach actually is mislabish in the heart and illuminates it and gives it guidance.
This commonality, is that to say that on a certain level they do speak the same language. The one is able to show something that's significant to the other.
Let's go back to our table. A table has a certain form. And to the human being, in a real sense, the form is not what he is attracted to. He's not even attracted to, as we speak all the time, to its functionality, to what it does for him in terms of usage, practical usage. It represents a certain human perception, certain respect, a certain malchusnik. This malchus element is actually represented in the form. How is it represented in the form? In the fact that here you have a structure. The structure stands in on its own. You don't have to hold it up. And it's extremely util. It's so constructed as to accommodate a very important element that you can that you appreciate. This is the commonality. Commonality on two different levels, but the pnimi, there's one is contained in the other. This is the shot that the heart is much lower than the moyach. But the pnimi, there's an element of the moyach that also is recognized in the heart.
What is the heart recognizing by the table?
Let's leave that alone for the time being. We've discussed it many times, okay? Okay. It is for the fact that the lev is a keli to the meich. A keli means that it allows, it gives the meich an opportunity to fully express itself. That's my keli and the meich. They're not strangers. Al kain, for this reason, hamoyach shalt al halev b'bchinas oy pnimi. The moyach directs and rules the heart in an oy pnimi manner. Not just by some kind of a superimposition, but oy pnimi, they relate to each other. Let's take this cup. This cup, water fits into this cup perfectly. The water fits into the cup, and the cup feels comfortable with the water. But if you put into this cup stones, pebbles, you can also carry the pebbles in the cup. But they don't relate to one another. The water needs the cup not just to be carried, but to be contained. Otherwise, the water just flows everywhere. Doesn't hold up itself at all. Pebbles stand on their own. So when you put the pebbles into the cup, it is not in order to give the pebbles some kind of a presence. Because you want to carry them someplace, and it's easier for you to carry it this way than that way. It's a completely superimposed element in the pebble. The pebbles they're not participants in this. Whereas the water in the cup, they are very good friends, because without the cup the water cannot stand. You can't even identify, so to speak, an amount of water without a cup. This is the meaning of a keli. And the heart is a keli for the moyach. To carry this to the point that he discussed in the water. The truth is, when the moyach appreciates and recognizes on the intellectual level some intellectual truth and value, it is actualized and becomes substantiated and verified when ultimately it is also appreciated in the heart and it becomes real to the person's life, not just an intellectual knowledge. It's a keli for it. It enhances the reality that the moyach recognizes. It gives the concept of the moyach a place to stand up and to find its existence. This is why the moyach is shalt alev b'chinas pnimi. V'chein hu, and the similar in is shlitas ha-koach is b'ho'evonim. This is, so to speak, a means for us to understand the principle how the koachos rule the evodim. The similar way, the koachos find a place in the evodim, and the evodim are receptacle, readily receptacle for the koachos because they appreciate them and relate to one another. Okay, this is it for this morning.
At the beginning, we spoke about Ratzon. Today's class. And previously, we've been talking about keli and or koach, and now we're coming back to keli and.
Yeah. In order to give us a clearer point, what we're trying to say about kelim, we brought back Ratzon to show that the Ratzon is different. And then we go back to we are essentially talking about oil and keli.
We are.
Yes. But in order to give us a handle on that, we can be repeating ourselves. We have to show a contrast.
Right.
The Ratzon, it is not like that. The Ratzon rules by directive.
Right. And then we came back into.
And therefore we go back to the keli.
Heart.
Because that was the whole idea.
Seichel and lev.
And left, yeah. All right, this is it for this morning.